Hello everybody and welcome to part 21 of my God King Boudicca series. One thing we forgot to do last turn when we planted, or this turn when we planted the city, is check on religious pressure. And you see here it should flip in 2 turns, which is really good news. We're going to have the option to buy next turn, but perhaps we pool that so that we can buy Ran a mosque the following turn. That remains to be seen. No longer friends with Zanzibar, so there's -2 happiness. Before we get to our prompts, let's not forget that we are burning a city down, so we'll come here. We might actually hold on to the city for a minute just to sell everything off. That's a consideration as far as what to sell next. Like Temple's the obvious money choice, but if we're going to have this for a couple turns, a few extra faith will be nice to have. At the cost of gold right now, probably not, so let's just get rid of that. We can do stoneworks last, try and hold on to that little extra happiness. Still unclear as to whether happiness shines through during raising or not, or resistance or not, that's what I meant to say. Anyways, so we've handled that. We have our first guy getting the range promotion here. You can see he's already got double tap, so we're free to take range. That's fantastic. That means once he's a Gatling gun, he won't be totally useless. And we get a double tapper over here. May purchase with faith. We just talked about that, so it looks to me like this will flip next turn. If not, we can get Penzance a pagoda, but we'll have that option in 2-3 turns. So let's hold off for Ren to get a. All right, lots of city connections established there. We knew that was happening. That's why we did the roads the way we did. Oh, yeah, speaking of roads, we just get this tile in here, so let me draw attention to the other thing I kind of wanted to talk about. Douglas loves the king, that's fine. So, with the war up here, we picked up a lot of workers in very short order, and there's not much to do in the cities that we have up here. I mean, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 workers. And we kind of have too many workers in general. When in the context of we also have the pyramids, and it also sucks they're all justified to the north, where we're mostly caught up. You know, a couple repairs here. We're gonna pick up the horse tile. You know, naturally it's already developed. So what I was noticing off camera is that down here we have, where'd they go? Zanzibar worker there, Quebec City worker there, and down here I think one of these iffy. So we have 3 that used to belong to city-states. What that means is when we get a minute, we're going to want to transition some of these workers down here, free these workers up, and bring them to whatever war front we're at. Looks like Portugal is probably going to be next. That's going to take some time. I don't know if we'll get there, but hopefully with her military score being what it is, knowing that we have higher quality units, hopefully she has quantity, so we can dangle them out there, get them captured, recapture them, and get the rep with those city-states. That'll be a good way to dispose of them. Also, when you have a preponderance of workers, what you can do is actually start pre-building roads to your future expands. You know, your settler comes along, settles quicker, that kind of stuff. Build roads towards where you're going to go to war, stuff like that. So it's not like we don't have uses for them. That border gross, we'll bring him over here. That's what he was waiting on. Like, for example, we still have tiles to rip up here, so that's something we could do. City becomes religious. Copenhagen, all right. So now we're going to win the race over here, but it's going to be very slow either way, so it's not like anything to celebrate. But it does mean that when we plant 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12... Yeah, when we plant the city, it'll flip even faster, so that's real good too. Alright, no longer friends with Zanzibar, but we are still in positive happiness. I already addressed that, good. And there's that, so let's see, growth in 3, growth in 2. So now it would be a little more worthwhile to, you know, plant the pagoda here rather than holding it for Ren, but I still think we should hold it for Ren. He's coming over to help complete the roads, even though he is a city-state worker. We kind of want to keep track of where those are. And there we go, some money there. 3 turns, we're going to have economics, so that'll be even more money there. We're already working that tile, so good stuff there. What else? Alright, that's it for all of them. She wants some iron. Let's see. One for... Well, how much gold does she have? 3? I think we're doing 1 for 1 with this with her. So let's try that. There we go. So that's 3 gold there. All right, he was going to come over here, right? Yeah. I was thinking in the event that we did get warred over here, it might be like a 2-front situation. So having a 3rd musketman being down here for visibility's sake might be okay. Been delegating the pikemen to the, visibility since they're lesser by quite a degree at this point. But, so anyways, this guy's crossing the river here. We want to be able to see this tile, so this is going to be probably his resting point. It's going to take us a couple turns to get over here. We can't cut through the forest, so we might as well bend upward like this so he can come here. This looks like a good resting point for him. He's coming up here. There we go. He's going to get fortified. He's fortified. There we are. Okay, still waiting. We're in transition with multiple cities and stuff, so we'll come here. And rather than finish the road, let's pre-build farm. He's going to come up here. I think we have to do the full road here, so we're going to get that farm almost completely finished. We can see he sees that, so we're not going to dance this turn. And he's going to get started on spices. Alrighty. Going on over here. See, we'll shoot. Shoot. He is going to pillage and hold tight. We could probably slam into the city, but just like over in Gaia, we want to get these guys some experience, so we'll hang tight for the time being. Let's see here. This worker is going to be coming back. So these 2 workers are probably going to be the ones that are left to work on these 2 cities. So we'll bring him to the road tiles here. Bring him... Well, he's okay as eyes over here for the time being, so we'll... No, not that. Alert. Is that what I chose? Alert. Forget which button on my mouse. Let me check this out real quick, because I've been doing a lot more fortifying, so... let's see, Civ 5. Alert is the A. Okay. So this is alert. There we go. Just in case Portugal shows their eyes, and then when we make peace with them, we'll relax him and go from there. In fact, you know what? Let's just relax him now, because I don't want to forget that. That would be a silly thing to forget. Meanwhile, we have a traffic jam here. We already have workers over here. They can deal with the whole road rearranging thing. There's no reason to keep these workers here. Of the workers that could pass through this tile this turn, this one's the furthest away. So we'll have this guy come down. He can start on the road. I should talk about that. If we're planning on settling here, we have options of running road here or running road here. I like this better because it has 3 hills instead of 2. You can see, like here, I prefer to run my roads through the rough. That way it helps us, at least in one direction or another, through the rough a little bit quicker. So I like it for that reason. But also, if we're planning on settling down here, then, along this horizontal, if we have units over here that need to get to the southern part over here, that's, 1 hex off of having to come, well, I guess technically 2, jump there and jump there. So I kind of want to do that. So we'll have him come over here, get into position for starting the roads there. This guy will be right behind him to also help. And then he comes along the road and picks up where the other guy left off on the camp. Okay, so with this road finished, these guys can get over here a bit quicker, which is nice. Maybe we shouldn't move so quickly, just in case there's like a barb camp through here. Okay, there is not, so we'll go there. He's going to go as far as he can. We could have this guy move here, or we could have him follow the road. Let's see, we have this guy coming from the south, this guy coming from here, which doesn't matter too much because they're both going to be coming along here. So maybe we have this guy come this way. We could use some eyes here too as well, but we're all transitioning along the road otherwise. So let's have him come here as like early eyes with backup on the way. I like that idea. And then we'll bring a worker with us, right? Because there's nothing to do over here. We have the copper online. I mean, we could do this, but what would that do for us? We already have marble. It would just give us a temptation to sell it off, and we don't want to do that. So we'll just have him also move. I just mentioned how we have lots of things that we could be doing with our workers. This guy might as well go ahead and pick this up. Start doing a freshwater farm there. Alright, Great General needs to stick around, so we'll do that. And there we go. Let's double check all the workers. That one is also red, which means they've already been delegated, so that would be a 1 for next turn, not this turn. And let's see, we can zoom out here because we might see things throughout here. And there we go. Alright, that's a long turn. Okay. Ren flips, and that's exactly what we were hoping to find. First things first, we'll go into this city and sell. So there's that. We don't want to forget that. Especially in a city we're going to be keeping alive longer just for that reason. Let's see, city grows, so we are ready to finish populating the university. Ren flips, so let's go ahead and get them their mosque. Don't want to forget that. There we go. And now we can see here 178. So in 2 turns, we'll have a pagoda here, and that's 1 turn after they grow, so that's good. Horses. Almaty seeks a great engineer. Well, I'll tell you what, we will be working workshop slots at some point, so I don't know if it's going to be in time for that within 42 turns, but especially when you consider we've already generated 3 great scientists. And yes, for the purpose of the collective timer, the policy great scientist does push it back, at least according to Filthy Robot. So, and I happened to find him, at least at the time, was a very good source of Civ 5 information. Okay, so Douglas is finished with the amphitheater. We are at 8 pop. Next in line is the university. Other cities were about 8 pop when we put it up. The only alternative to this would be the granary, but I think in this city we could survive doing the granary after the fact. We have all this freshwater tiles, so let's get the university populated first and then make up for the loss of growth afterwards. Speaking of populating universities, we're done building a Caled Hall here, so 1, 2, there we go. If we were working another heavy production tile, we could put it into the workshop, get started on that great engineer, but since we're getting 2 per university in 1, and like I said, collective pool, I don't know that we'll ever get 1. We'd have to have the timers pushed back quite a bit for that to happen, but we can certainly try as a matter of natural course. He's doing road. Oh, that's a nice piece of timing. So he starts here. These are both pre-built, so they'll finish up here and here same time. That's handy. And there we go, moving along there. So maybe have them come down here, something like that. Keep our eyes. All right, we will dance here. He's starting the road. He's working on the farm. Next turn, when we'll have this guy manually finish the road. So I'll just interrupt him now so that we're prompted, so that I don't forget, hopefully. At this point in the game, there's so much going on that I'm likely to forget lots of different things. Alright, and I was waiting on him because we might have one of the workers along the road do that so that he can zoom ahead. This guy, for example. Here we pillage, and we are going to be capturing this turn, so that's what I was saying. This worker can now get off of here. Let's see, we would rather this guy. I don't know if we're going to have enough room for 3 shots, but does not look like it. Nope. That's unfortunate. I was just going to say maybe we should have gotten the Great General out of there, but they still would have been influencing. So I don't know how we could have done that any differently. It's just unfortunate because if we step away now, we leave these guys like this, and then they both hit the road same time, traffic jam. It would have been nice to put the shots, get the XP. But what can you do? So we'll just step off, hill slam home, view the city. Lots going on here. Let's raise the city. Puts us at exactly 0 happiness. Not bad considering we have a couple cities burning off. We did get a good amount of buildings here, so same story as before. This frees up the most maintenance, so even though we'd like to have the faith for the couple turns, we're going to have it. We'll just get rid of it so that we're saving on the money. We already did that, so okay. So the Great General zooms ahead. And we can actually make peace with Maria now, so let's do that. Whoa, she's willing to give us Braga. Alright, well, we don't have the happiness for that. It would be worth making the happiness, especially when you consider we're burning 2 cities down. 10 pop, Liberty. We gotta assume she would have been building stuff that's useful, and if we're gifted the city, we would retain all of the buildings, all the population. That's a 10 population city. Wow. I kind of want to make a quick save here just to see what the city looks like. That's very tempting. Because we'd still have her as a buffer, you know? And we could just build... We're already rebuilding the roads here. We could do it this way. Because we only did it this way to, you know, maintain this connection, but we're not going to have that for much longer. So I know the resistance is extra. I looked it up. I think it's 1.34 per citizen. So this would be 5 unhappiness rather than 4. Well, 5 plus the city itself, which is 3. We don't have a city connection. So there's 8 happiness that's weighing on us, presumably. This one, we have the city connection, so it's only 2 for the city, 3 and some change. So we'll say 3 and 8, 11. That will free up, whereas this will weigh on us. 3 and 10, 13, and we'd have to take time to get the road going. It just sucks because she doesn't have anything else to offer right now. Like her gold right now sucks, you know. 6 gold per turn, 22 gold, except embassy. Like, what else would we get from her? You know what I mean? I suppose we could barter for Coimbra and then burn it down, but we're actually favoring that. Alright. Such a challenging decision. Because the other thing I'm entertaining thought-wise right now is hold off a turn, see if her gold improves, but then of course you risk it getting even worse. So... that is a tough call. Well, we do know we're going to do this. Wait, hold on a second. Iron, how did we get iron? Why is that considered that? That was part of Lisbon. 6 iron. Did we just gather 6 iron, or did he want that before we captured the city? I usually take care of that stuff first, but I may have forgotten to this time. Well, we have borrowed iron anyways, and we're past the point of needing iron for ourselves, so worst case scenario that we're selling out of our means just means that we would lose the deal once it expired. So what are we doing, 1 for 1 here? We are. Alright. So we might have been able to chunk him for more, but it's unclear. Alright, so we do want to make peace, but it's not very profitable right now. He's going to go ahead and move. And we'll go there just to keep an eye on him. And this will be our little reminder to recheck peace. So there's that. Alright. So worker-wise, this guy's along the road. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he could come and finish the camp. And then that would leave us with 3 workers here. One of them could zoom away. This one's on the road. Maybe that's the one that we do that with, because it doesn't matter how quickly we get any of this taken care of. Realistically, we have our one pop there, grow to there, plant it there or there. We have time. So yeah, I like that idea of getting this worker zooming along. Let's end him up on the hill. That way we have the option of either developing the hill or stepping down and pre-building road. He can step forward, pre-build road, I see that. So we can actually radar in here. Well, let's get on the hills. I like this arrangement better. So pre-build the road, and we'll interrupt in case we want to zoom him forward as well. Maybe we get another worker back there, such as this guy after he's done with the deer. There's the camp. All right. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He could land there, which means these guys justify even further that direction. All right, he comes there. He comes here, and he comes here. He's healing up one more turn. I know I'm getting repetitive with this checking, but I don't want to. We're going to be holding on to both of these cities longer than we need to, so I don't want to miss a single cell. There's that. There's that. There's. Oh yeah, and I forgot about this worker. So there's yet another worker along the roads here. So these two could be the ones working in this city, because he could just come down, repair here, or come along and start building on a road. No, he couldn't, because 1, 2, 3, that's a full movement point too. We could have him just do that. When he's finished, he hops on the road. This guy gets on the road, starts doing that. Well, let's not be too quick to do all that, because if we repair here and this guy, Ren, favors that tile, then we're going to be out of the horses. Let's pick up the horses first. So let's not have him do the repairs here. Maybe he can do the repairs over there. So he can either land up on this hill, because that's a hill we could develop, or this is a hill too, isn't it? Yeah, so we could do a pre-chop there, since it's along the road. That worker there. Okay. We have all these workers. That's nice. We can actually begin the southern filter. Okay. Let's just come here and do a pre-chop there. And this prophet also wants to zoom ahead, but obstruction, so there's that. Alright. What's going on here? 7 turns until border growth. We could pick up this jungle. We could pick up this river tile. We do want to chop this. Cork in 1 turn. 60% chance of picking up jungle. 40% chance of picking up a tile that we would actually want to develop for the sake of Berlin. So let's wait a turn. Because if we end up picking up any of these 3 tiles, we can ignore them for the time being. If we pick up one of these 2 tiles, we want to get on a trading post right away. If we don't pick up one of those 2 tiles, he comes here, chops that down. So we'll just have him wait there 1 turn. I just noticed these cities here. Is that where it's with that? Hell, it does. Okay. He's going to armor up. He's coming over here to back this guy up. We'll peek. Good. So that might be his ending point. We were in a similar configuration earlier, if you can recall. We found a camp, in fact. So from here, I guess this guy could like really just keep dancing like so. Keep the visibility on the flatland, but keep getting peaks in the rough. Let's see here. Penzance grows here in 4. Douglas grows there in 1. So we gotta get over there, get the sheep developed, and then step down here and do that. Fortify there. Okay. So we're going to move the camera over here as a reminder that we still have yet to make peace with Maria. We'll just take another peek here. 22 and 6 per turn. Let's see if that improves at all. We have to resist the temptation to sell the salt. That's salt coming out of Lyria. So we don't actually have it.
Compound interest is the most
Economics is finished. So we'll check in with Maria. 7 and 28, that is a minor improvement. Kill the Carthaginian spy. So since we're heading towards her anyways, we'll try and cheese her off. She actually coalesces, that's a surprise. Penzance has grown. Look at that, we can populate this tile of every turn we pick up economics. Very good. Borders of... Okay, so we did actually get one of the ones that Berlin can use. So what we'll do is we'll click here, take that tile. It says growth in 1. Let's see what happens when we do this. Still growth in 1. Fantastic. Musicians Guild is finished. So let's see what happens when we do this and this. Still growth in 1. Excellent. And then that 1 we'll put here so that we have a good production tile to help back us up, because we have the garden, then the Caleb Hall, then the bank. We definitely want to do the garden here to get these musicians out faster. Okay, that's a lot, and we still have more to go. There's the deer tile, sheep tile. We knew that was coming. What is this? Unit promotion. Ugh. This is like one of the worst units we could have gotten because they have limited visibility, so we can't even use them as like a spy. Bonus versus city 200, so this is like they would shoot at cities for worth 42. What do our crossbows do? 18, double tap, 36, yeah. I don't even think this is a unit worth keeping, really. What would be the benefit? Well, look at this boat here. Maybe when we attack her, she's got boats buzzing by because we're near the coast, and we could shoot at them. Yeah. We'd have to see them, right? They'd literally have to... Oh, that's so bad. Well, I guess we could park it at Copenhagen because it will improve our overall military score, which will, you know, reduce the chance that we get attacked over there. Losing grasp on Sidon, which is the person that gives us this garbage. I thought they were supposed to give us Keshiks, weren't they? Sidon, militaristic. Yeah. Now see, Almaty has not flubbed on a single longbowman. So do you think it's the difference between ally and friend? Let me know about that. I'm genuinely curious about that. Do they guarantee give you the unit they say when they're ally? I thought it was just a matter of they gift units more frequently. Let's see here. Down here we're actually saying road. So don't finish the farm. Do the road. That way we get the credit here. And then we can rip at the roads and go from there. Finish a farm here. So let's take a look here. 16 and 8. 12 and 9. Good enough. And then we go to 10 pop this city's target population. Alright, so there's all that. Tech-wise, we are finished with economics. Like to go on scientific theory. Next. I was actually thinking about this. I've been doing some research off camera to thinking about ideology, and I was a little disheartened to find that the reasons to take order and I had been thinking about taking order or autocracy because we're a little bit militaristic, we're wide, but the happiness you get from those are local happiness. And if you look at the way we've been planning our cities, the fact that we have Caled halls as an option, like our local happiness is managed in just about every city except for Edinburgh and soon to be Berlin. And as many cities as we have, it wouldn't be worth taking it for that. But what I was looking at is the possibility of getting freedom, because they have policies to increase your great people chance, which is, you know, where we're getting our tourism, and then also specialists consume less food. So for every specialist slot we have, it would be like that slot also was giving us one food. And then there's, I think, a second tier. I forget if it's the food and the unhappiness, but I think it's second tier where they have half the unhappiness. Now again, that's local, but that would come after we're feeding those cities that are kind of already maxed out. So at that point we would actually need the local happiness. So I've actually been contemplating freedom. Also, with regards to scientific theory versus, say, industrialization, we don't necessarily want the Gatling guns. We already have one crossbow with range, and that's great. We're going to keep trying to get them some XP, get more of them like that. But the problem with Liberty is the lack of hammers when you start getting from like this point on. You see here 360 hammers. Well, what do we have in our cities? 25 in the capital, which is great, but then it's like 17, 17, 17, 16. So, you know, what does that work out to? Like 18, 19 turns or whatever. By that point, if you're looking here, it might actually be more worthwhile to come in through scientific theory. We'll be working more and more university slots, growing all of our cities that much more. So our science is going to kind of be snowballing a little bit. We could buy a public school in the capital right away. That multiplier would go a long way. And then if we come up through electricity and radio, we get ideology right away. We don't have to find the coal, mine it up, take forever to build. This might actually be quicker. So I was thinking about going that way. And then when, you know, the boost to science, at any point we can shift gears, pick up military techs or whatever. But for right now, I think what we ought to do is come back here and pick up optics and compass. The ability for our units to embark might come in handy, especially when you consider we're going to be throwing great musicians to the east. I do believe, based on the map we have, going through water would be better. And then, of course, as banks come online, we're going to be running out of stuff to build. So, you know, whipping out another one of these. Since banks had to come late after Caled Hall, let's maximize our gold. So we went economics and then here, and then probably into scientific theory. And we can take a look here. 120 is what that requires. This requires 603, so that's 723. We're doing almost half that right now. So this might be closer to 1 turn. Even if it takes us 2 turns, it'll mostly be finishing and then mostly spill over. Anyways, so I just wanted to mention that because I was thinking about it off camera, and I wanted to put that before you guys, so that you can let me know what you think as far as ideology and what I mentioned about the local happiness and how we kind of don't need it, but we would after like food from specialists. So in the Freedom Tree, it would make sense. And then of course too, like as with the Freedom Tree, we could pick up Statue of Liberty later. It would take forever to build, obviously, but then all our specialist slots have hammers as well. You know, we're on our way to getting secularism. So just some thoughts I was thinking about. But let's get on to the here and now. Cork is finished building a market. So we're going to go on to Colosseum. We're doing everything to maximize our happiness because we are still conquering and expanding. Edinburgh is definitely going to get on a settler. That's the one we're going to throw towards the copper here. That's why we're pushing units over there and stuff. Workers. We have 2 plantations coming in line here. Cocoa. And spices. He's interested in the cocoa, so let's go here. Still willing to give us 5, I hope. Yeah, okay. And this guy's been hating on us for a while. He's already at rock bottom, so all we can get is 3 there. So that's unfortunate, but gold's improving. Oh, yeah, I had a prompt that said losing grasp on Antwerp and totally didn't address that. Right now they have a quest for gold gifts are temporarily more effective. We'll take a look at what that is. 30 instead of 20. We talked about kicking the can down the road before. Here it's the same 250 gold, but now we're going to get 30 influence instead of 25. And they have a quest for picking up silk, which right now is our intention for the next settler. Settle here, get that solidified, come down here, settle this. So hopefully we won't have to kick the can down there. And this is very important because right now it's 8 happiness and we're still in flux. Obviously we're scrambling for happiness everywhere we can get it, but there you go. Alright, so he's going to heal. We're going to sell in this city. Maintenance is all the same, so we'll just take the highest lump sum. We're going to sell in this city. And we're at 1 pop, so this would be the turn where we freeze the city raising, get it down to the lowest amount of happiness. Yes, I am sure. And we'll work the highest gold, because moving forward we're actually going to get yields here. We're going to come out of resistance. And I think we already checked. Her gold has barely improved, so we're going to stay at war with her for the time being. Okay, feels like I was talking forever there. My throat definitely feels it. Alright, so we'll have this guy travel across hills, because that's how we do. We'll have this guy come here. We're kind of getting like a wall. And he's healed up, so he can move. Here, we can cross the river. I'm looking at the visibility we pick up by going here. We have options. So I want him to cross the river here. There we go. We'll just get a wall going. We don't want to get too close to her because we will tip her off. Similarly, let's zoom through here. Yeah. The other one coming from behind, something like this. And then Great General can come up here. Move the worker forward. I think we'll have somebody that can come back here, right? Not him, but him, right? So there we go. This should be 3 to complete the road. Should be good enough. We'll have copper, farm. We're going to plop a holy city there, and then we'll pick up the horse first, probably. So these 3 workers are probably everything we need over here. Obviously, if we had more over here, we could, push towards them. We're getting the hill developed here so that we don't have to keep playing ping pong like we've been. In fact, this will be the last time, so that's pretty good. But we still have 1, 2 workers. Let's zoom these people ahead. Okay, profit comes here. That's fine. Workers, we have 3 in the area, so he can zoom ahead. We'll have this guy start heading south, I guess, because like I said, we're going to need somebody to chop these up here. He's busy, and we're going to have some more freeing up in here too, so we'll be able to start getting our southern shift going on. In the meantime, let's get these guys on the road so that they can start moving, like so. I guess we leave him in the back for the time being. This is the guy that's finally going to get around to moving our roads around. Well, let's see here. We pick up the horse next turn. So, oh, we have, what? Oh, I'm not highlighting the worker. Okay, we'll just come here. That way if we decide to go over here, we can, or we can get shifting the road. The shifting of the road, I guess, isn't as important. Well, none of this is actually terribly important. So he could go 1, 2, 3, and then once he does that, we rip. He can come up rip while he comes over. Yep, that seems good. And then we got hills over there we can look into. Alright, he's probably just going to chill right there. And he's just going to dance like so. And he's going to come over here, so we get eyes down here-ish. Holding on. We are bouncing back, so be patient there, Mr. Artist. And he's getting on the hill. We're going to wait 1 more turn. He's our reminder to try and sue for peace back here. Alright, so we are past the half-hour mark. Lots of chattiness there about the ideology, but it is important to me that I put that forth as early as possible so you guys can start giving me ideas. Obviously, we're not there yet, but I did want to be prepared, and I was looking into it, and that's what I came up with. Usually you're going wide. Order can be very helpful. If you're militaristic, autocracy can be useful. Autocracy is also useful for generating tourism, but so that's something we can look at as well. But let me know what you guys think. Thank you for joining me. I do hope you're enjoying the series overall. I apologize that we got this little lull in the war stuff. I know you guys find that very interesting. Hopefully we got another one on the horizon here soon. We already got people across the river, so we should be able to secure this settlement no problem, even if there's barbarians around here. Please leave me a like and subscribe if you feel that I've earned it, and I will see you guys in the next part. Take care.